Hey y'all.
Hey,
So this is not the kind of video that we were wanting to,
or
expecting to, or
expecting to
planning to
make,
ever
yeah.
make. And we're okay. But the other day, last Friday, the 2nd of May, yeah, um, Derek actually had a stroke.
Yep.
It was,
I was putting fuel in the tractor, and I just finished up and was going to go in the house to eat lunch. And I walked across the driveway, which was flat, and felt fine. But then I started up the stairs and practically had to crawl up the stairs. It took me, I was just really off and dizzy
I
and
was
sort of
unaware I was in
somewhat
the
disoriented.
house. And he came in the house and was somewhat like staggering, and his speech was really slurred. Obviously, I was very concerned because his stroke symptoms, but he didn't think he was having a stroke.
Yeah, I just thought I was tired or something. So I
Didn't want to go to the
sat
hospital.
around most of the rest of the day.
Tried to take him in that night to the hospital, and he thought he could sleep it off.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Did not work, obviously. So middle of the night, he ended up deciding he actually did need to go. He had some left side weakness going on,
Yeah.
slurred speech, stumbling, kind of.
Yep.
So we actually had Jack take him because I had the baby, couldn't leave her in the middle of the night, so Jack took him to the hospital. Of course, they took him immediately in and started tests, and
I was still in denial. They did a CT scan, they didn't show anything, so
he's like, I don't
they
know what is.
scheduled an MRI for the next day.
Yeah, and they
Which
admitted
was
him to the
Saturday.
hospital, but he
Yeah.
was like, I'm supposed to be hauling some steers tomorrow morning, and they're like, well, we need to check you out. You need to stay and get an MRI. You need to stay. So this first thing in the morning, I got up and came, and they got him into the MRI, and yeah, it showed that he had a pontine stroke, or a stroke in the pons, which is in the brainstem. I Googled it, and I quickly quit looking at what I was seeing on Google because it was clear and apparent that it was a miracle that he was cognitive and had minimal symptoms and alive, because that's not a good place to have a stroke. I
No.
mean, no place is a good place to have a stroke, but that specific type of stroke is a really bad prognosis.
And MRI showed I evidently had a stroke before this one some time ago, but I don't know when that was.
No idea. It was higher up in the brain, so it wasn't in an area that necessarily affected like motor skills and things. They don't know. They just sometime in the past he's had one. So obviously they wanted to find out. They're like, on paper, your blood work, you're young, you're 44, you're relatively healthy. You eat really healthy, you have a very healthy lifestyle, you're very active. So this is really kind of puzzling. So they did a lot of tests on his heart. They did a transesophageal echocardiogram, where they go down and look at the heart. They go through your esophagus and get the heart, all the arteries, valves, everything. There was no blood clots in there. There was no plaque buildup. Everything. There was no leaks. There were no holes in the heart. The heart checks out perfect, which is wonderful news. Blood pressure is high. That's the main thing. They believe that the high blood pressure led to this, which we monitor at home, and it stays slightly elevated. But apparently our blood pressure cuff, though, is not accurate. We had for years, we've been using, and I bought a new one, and it was significantly off, which
at least 20 points.
Yeah, it was significantly off. But we have one. So let's see, he went in on Friday in the middle of the night. Well, I guess it was technically Saturday morning, and came home yesterday afternoon, Monday the
Very
5th,
glad to be
on Jack's
home.
birthday, Jack's 22nd birthday.
Yep.
Very glad to be home. He was antsy, ready to get home. They can't believe the improvement. Your speech is 99%.
Yeah.
Your left hand strength is 95%, and able to control it.
Yeah.
There were some things.
I can do things. I just have to concentrate.
Yeah.
Using my left side and walk slow and pay attention to what I'm doing.
Keeping him resting that's the big thing. And
Yep.
keeping that blood pressure down. So for now we're on some medicines to keep your blood pressure under control. He's going to go into physical therapy too, just to get some exercises and see what kind of activity level he should be doing. Yeah. Thankfully, thank God. I mean, he's a miracle. Like, he shouldn't be able to be sitting here coherently talking to you and telling you what happened. He shouldn't.
Oh.
Like, it's
God has other plans.
God has big plans. So anyway, we were just kind of in a groove of getting a good bit of content out to you guys. Really enjoying it. We actually were in the process of 2 other videos that I'm not really sure what's that footage is going to do, but we had some things we were doing that we wanted to show you guys. But we'll try to keep you guys along with us still, because the farm doesn't stop, life doesn't stop. Derek needs to stop, but thank you for a little bit. Slow down. Play supervisor role, and I'm head supervisor.
Yep.
I get to be his boss and make sure he's behaving and following doctor's orders and doing all the things to get well. And
it's not something to mess around with.
No,
even
not.
Saturday, like after they did the MRI, I was expecting them to say that I had nothing, or you had a mini stroke and you're fine, you can go home. But the doctor, the neurologist, came in and said that when he told me there's a 50-50 chance that I will get worse or better over the next 3 to 5 days, that's when it started to be like, oh wow, this was really bad. Yeah. And I am improving.
We still have 2 more days to hit the end of the 5 days of the first 5 days, but
I've continually, slowly improved. Every day is a little bit better than the previous. So.
I talked to the doctor while he was in procedure, and she was really kind, and she said that, I mean, obviously there's always still risk after stroke and all that, but right where he's at right now, they have the blood pressure kind of stabilized and everything. They feel like he's out of the woods as he can be. And she said the way he's recovering, they just can't believe it. They said, he almost doesn't even need physical therapy. They still want him to go, of course, and I want him to go, and he needs to go just to be assessed. And
I don't know what I should be doing or shouldn't be doing
right
now.
And just what level of exercise you can do, what are good exercises that will help you strengthen but not strain yourself to anything.
What level of activity is healthy. So I don't feel like doing anything right now, so I'm content to just sit and get better. But oh yeah, sure.
So with all that, we talked to you guys the other day about potentially getting another milk cow, and that's why we were supposed to be selling 2 steers, and Jack did haul the steers for us and sold, which is great. We were able to sell those, and still going to be getting that cow. The young man that we were getting the cow from, he of course heard the news, and he was like, "Cow's yours. I'm not selling her to anybody else. You get better. She's here when you're ready for her. Don't stress. Don't worry. Not a big deal." So we are going to be getting the other cow at some point, but not sure. It'll probably be within the next week or 2.
Yeah.
Derek thinks he's going to go get her on Saturday.
I would like to do something.
He'll just have to see if his doctor clears him to drive. We got to go to the doctor, and we'll see. We'll be following up with cardiology and neurology and PT and primary care and all those good things, and then get you we're on the right track and get you straightened out.
If you ever get to where you're feeling off, you probably just go to the doctor.
Yeah. Don't wait. You can't sleep it off. Stroke, it's the first 4.5 hours are pretty imperative. If you can get in there, there's some medicine they can give you that helps stop it in its tracks and even maybe reverse it to a point.
I think that was like 15 hours.
He was 15 hours. He didn't go. Yeah.
I could have went.
And the hindsight for me, I mean, men can be a little stubborn when it comes to going to the doctor. But as the wife, I should have said, no, you need to go right now. This is an emergency. I mean, obviously, if it had one of our kids, we would have been in the hospital. And I said, if it had been me on the flip side, he probably would have made me go to the hospital. So, but it's hindsight's 2020. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. And it's better
it would have been smarter to go and get checked, and
it'd been nothing or been something. Either way, yeah.
But I'm here, and I'm gonna be all better.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna make it. We'll be all right.
Yep.
It was scary and uncertain and emotional weekend, but I think we're gonna.
Yeah, these strokes make you a little more emotional. This is up the way your brain normally functions.
It's okay. I don't mind him being a little more emotional. No, but anyway, well, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us for our journey. I know it's been a lot of ups and downs over the years, and those of you who have been here for it all, you've seen it. You've seen us go through hurricanes and everything.
We've been through a lot of hard things.
But I said,
God is still faithful.
As cheesy as it sounds, I'm like, well, it's just another test in our testimony. Sound like an old Southern preacher.
Right.
But anyway, we appreciate y'all. Thanks for Thanks for being there for us, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
See y'all later.